Okay, I'm just going to show you through the next round of questions 5 through 8 once my computer loads. So once my face freezes, it means my computer is going to load. Oh, it didn't freeze. Okay. All right. So here we go. So, okay, let's look at our coefficients. A lot of students want to subtract them. Remember, you are actually dividing. So 4 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now let's take a look at our u's. We have u to the first power, right? So again, we're going to just like subtract our exponents, and we know that it's going to land in the top because 3 is bigger than 1, so it's going to land in the numerator. So 3 minus 1 gives us 2. So we have u 2 in the numerator. All right, and then 2 minus 2 is 0, or you can just look at it that anything divided by itself cancels out, so those are gone. And technically this is all over 1, but you don't really write ones when they're in the denominator. It's really unnecessary. So your final answer, 2u to the second power. All right, so the next one, right? The only coefficient hanging out over here is this 4, and there's nothing to do with it. No other coefficients. It's kind of sad and lonely. Let's take a look at our x terms. We have x to the 4th over x to the 1st. So when you divide them, you're going to get x to the 3rd. And where does it go? It's going to stay in the numerator, right? Because that's where like more of the x's are, so that's where it kind of gets left over. So 4 minus 1 is 3, x to the 3rd. All right, now we're going to look at our y's. This guy's cool where he is, y to the 1. This guy, not so good. He's very negative in the attic. We bring him to the basement, y to the 2nd power. So now we still have some condensing to do, right? We have y to the 1st times y to the 2nd right there. So I just rewrite the other stuff. And y to the 1st times y to the 2nd is y to the 3rd. So that's your final answer. Okay? All right. This next one. Here we go. 3 over 3, gone. They cancel. 3 divided by 3 is 1, right? And then this u, not cool. He's got to come to the bottom. This is fine where it's at. This stuff is all fine where it's at also. So that becomes u to the 1st, v to the 2nd. So now we just have to clean it up a little bit. All right, so here, these u's can be combined. U to the 1st times u to the 1st is u to the 2nd, right? Because you add when you're just multiplying. And then v to the 3rd over v to the 2nd. It's going to end up on top because that's where the bigger exponent is. 3 minus 2 is 1. But we don't really write 1, so let's just... There you go. All right, last question for this video. So I'm going to stick a 1 there because I need it. The 2, this is the only coefficient. There's nothing really happening there. So let's take a look. Let's go alphabetically. Let's take a look at our u terms. We have u to the 4 over u to the 3rd. So we end up subtracting. And our answer is going to end up in the numerator up top because that's where the original exponent, that's where more of those u's are, right? There's 4 of them on top. There's 3 on the bottom. So after you cancel, the answer is going to be on the top, u to the 1st. So now I'm done with the u's. And then v's, right? There's 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. So after canceling, you're going to end up on the bottom, right? There's more on the bottom. 2 minus 1 is, of course, 1. And after we clean it up, we don't really write ones. We got u over 2v. And that's your final answer.